Sloan, well, you're fully recovered from that incident you had at Wanganui.
I don't know if I'd say fully recovered, but I feel a little bit better.
You did end up finish third in the series overall, but I guess everybody's only talking about that the crash that you had through the S's. Basically, we can't really say too much more than what we've seen on YouTube, but it must be something. It must be great to be able to actually have it in your archive.
Yeah, whenever you crash, it's nice to have it on video. It sort of makes up for the work that you have to do during the week.
So how now? The bike over here we've got is actually a Bitzer. You were saying before was the original one a bit tatty.
Yeah, it was. Yep, I was pretty lucky. You know, Suzuki New Zealand and TSS Red Baron come together and hooked me up with a new bike, and you know, we couldn't use too much of it, but we used what we needed and sort of made a bit of a bike between the two. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as pretty as what it has looked, and you know, we've still got the Fujitsu and stuff on there because they've been great this year, but it doesn't have the nice red livery.
Today, you've been out today, and what do you think of the wind?
The wind was pretty crazy. I had to use a heat gun on my screen just to make it a little bit more rigid because it was just about turning my screen inside out. I just taking things a little bit slower than I usually would, and I just sort of getting into the flow of things and that, and you know, I still got a little bit of pain coming through from my injuries and that, so I don't want to push things too much. It's been sort of slow going for me today.
The injuries, of course, was that just Wanganui, or from your get off also at Manfield the week before?
No, they're really just Wanganui. I'm just sort of getting over my injuries from a big crash I had at a post-classic event in Hampton Downs, and that was injured my left hand, and I sort of injured my left wrist and my heel and that a little bit at Wanganui, and it's sort of my wrist that's giving me the most of the problems out there.
So you're thinking, oh well, get out there, grab some points, because it's a pretty long season this season as far as the number of races are concerned. So you know, I suppose in the early days you can afford to at least have just collect some points.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the plan in the pits, and then when you get out on track, everything sort of changes. But it'd be nice to finish this week. Usually, I have a terrible weekend in the first weekend, and I find myself in 12th, 13th in the points, and for the rest of the series, I'm playing catch up. So it'd be nice if I could, finish in the top three, or I mean, obviously it'd be lovely to win, but if I can get in that top three, then it puts me in a really good position for the rest of the championship. And there's always a lot of sort of internal pressure in that coming into this event, you know. So maybe just having these little sort of injuries hanging over my head, and that sort of takes a little bit of that pressure away from myself. And I'm just looking at the weekend a little bit differently, and I just want to be here and just collect the points and that, and it's really taking the pressure off me. And that might just turn out to be what I need, and I'll do really well. So.
And do you find that, because your main competition this year without Robbie Bugden and of course Andrew, who hasn't been here for 2 seasons now, of course same old people, Nick Cole.
Yeah, Nick, Craig, James Smith and Scotty Moore, you can't rule any of them out, you know. Everyone's just so fast, and on any given day, you know, somebody can just come and steal a race win. But you know, Dennis Charlotte and these South Island guys know their way around this track really well, and I mean, and then you know, if you get a spot of rain or something like that, you got guys that can just push that a little bit extra in the rain. And yeah, obviously, you know, Nick, Craig, Dennis, guys like that are certainly going to be the favourites to be up the front.
Well, I'll let you know that I had a message from Robbie Bugden last night. He wants to come back in 2015. Yeah,
I'd love to see Robbie back. Actually, it's a shame that they're not here, and you know, I sort of used to Robbie winning things and that. So you know, if I didn't win the series and one of these other guys that I've been beating wins the series, you know, I'd be pretty dark. So. But it's going to be nice to. I'm going to get back over to Australia. Andrew Black and Jeff Kelly from ESPC Services offered to help me again back into Australia. So I'll probably be able to race against Robbie again over in Australia.
So finally, we're going over here and have a look at your bike, and you can show us a few features.
Yeah, no sweat.